I believe that as children of Christ, that we're all adopted children into his family. I mean, we're not his original chosen people. We are the engrafted branches, and so he has adopted us, and when he has adopted us, he's called us sons and daughters. And there's nothing more beautiful than that, than just being, I think, just adopted by God is just a wonderful, wonderful thing, and that we're given the same rights and privileges as his own children. So.
And because of that, it's a phenomenal privilege and honor to be able to care for orphans and foster care, as we've done for several years now. And we have 2 of our own children, biological, and we're fostering 2 currently. And it's been wonderful to have those children in our home, and to carry that out as a ministry, and to put Christ on display, and that's what it's all about. And so we approached it as wanting to serve him, and just to have children in our home all the time. It's a 24-hour deal. So we, as opposed to maybe going out and volunteering someplace for temporary ministry, we have the honor of having these kids with us, and being able to explain and be ready to explain why we do it. And for that reason, it's freely we've received, freely we want to give. Right. We've been given so much, and that's, we know that this is near and dear to the Lord's heart, and he's honored by it, and that's simply why we do it. And it's been a wonderful experience.
I think also when people maybe recognize the church as a body, but we are all the church. I mean, I'm the church, you're the church, and so as the church, we need to be individually involved and as a couple, we're very much involved, but get in there and just reach out and step out in faith and do it. It is a risk. There's a risk involved in this, like there isn't anything. When you're inviting a little person into your home, maybe with problems or troubles, that you may lose some sleep, you may have some challenges, you may have some difficult moments, throwing food on the floor, fighting siblings, but you get to minister in a way that you don't have the opportunity to do, I don't think, anywhere else, on that one-on-one level with these little children, just to hold their little faces in your hand and show them the love of Christ. And actually, for our own children, our biological children, we have seen so much compassion in them. Our son wanted to, when we first got our little foster daughter, she was so abused that he wanted to take care of her. He wanted to help her get her pajamas on. He wanted to put special cream and ointment on her. He wanted to just reach out and tenderly show the love of Christ to her. And that was amazing to see that in our little boys, that showing that compassion and servitude and wanting to just reach out and serve these little ones and invite them into our home without any question or, it was challenging, but it was adjustment, but they just did remarkably well. And we're just so thankful for that our kids are learning early on what it means to serve, what it means to think about others first, and how to just give of themselves sacrificially. I would say just the individual needs probably of each child and what that looks like for each situation that the child is coming from. Our little boy that we have that we're going to be adopting, we've had him since he was 3 months old. He was 2 just this past weekend, and he's grown up with us. I mean, he's just one of us, and he's also African American. And I never thought that we would be raising a little African American boy. That wasn't my thought or plan, but that was God's plan. And that wasn't so tough for us, I don't think, maybe in the very beginning, but we just fell in love with him, and I couldn't imagine life without him now. He's just so dear to us. And I was actually at the pool the other day, and this little girl came up to me, and she said, "Who is he?" And I said, "That's my son." And I didn't even have to think about it. It just caught my heart, though. I thought, that's just the way I think of him. He's my son. And it was just a beautiful moment for me. So I think, but then our little girl, she's a different situation, different story. Severe abuse and neglect, and just bringing her into our home was such a traumatic case. It was very difficult in the beginning, even for our own children as well as for us, because there were so many little wounds that needed to be healed, not just physical, but also spiritual and emotional and mental.
There's the reward and the beauty of seeing this and seeing how it affects all of us has just been unbelievable. We see it in our marriage, we see it in our individually. I mean, how how the Lord's worked on me from early on to being sort of real apprehensive for an African American child, and bringing me full circle, our marriage, what's done to our biological kids, and how they can see the gospel in action. I would encourage anybody watching this to really pray and to give this a thought, because there's a great need, and if churches can get behind it and push it and let us be this light to the outside world, because who else is going to stand up for these kids? And the church needs to be front and center.